Hello fellow fandom searchers, welcome back to my channel. This time we are watching Attack on Titan episode 3. I must say that so far the first two episodes were at the same time exactly what I expected and not at all what I was expecting. I know it sounds strange, but that's probably the only way I can put my feelings about it into words. And it's just, yeah, it's very unique. That's definitely a word that comes to mind. Unique. And I'm excited for this series, like actually. So last time we ended up with all three of our, I suppose, main characters, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, saying that they are joining the corps, or just the military force in this world. They are corps. I'm not sure if surveillance corps, I think. Yeah, so those guys. And they are starting training. So we will see how that will go. Well, I mean, they are main characters, of course, it's going to go well in terms of a result for them. But there's always a long journey between starting point and ending point, so that's going to be the interesting part, of course. Last thing before we start, uncut and unedited version of this reaction is going to be available on Patreon on second tier, and episodes 5 and 6 are going to be on the third tier, so you can check it out. Link will be down in description. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Shining dimly in the midst of despair. I must say, Attack on Titan has very poetic naming of episodes. I mean, yeah, that's basically what they are trying to do, because like training someone who is not going to make it is pointless and a waste of resources. So while it sounds harsh, it's probably better to just weed out the weaker ones early on and just put them into some different kind of work that would suit them better. Oh yes. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, so they have more forces than just one. Okay. You look too idealistic for this kind of setting. I mean, it's not impossible. There is a condition that just switches your organs. This is actually amazing. I love this. Oh, I I I know this part. I had no idea it's from Attack on Titan.
おい、あの芋女まだ走らされてるぞ。すごいな、5時間ぶっ通しか。でも死ぬ寸前まで走れと言われた時より、それはってことはよ、その日もいたよな。おい、見たことあるのか、超大型巨人。ああ。
If only just a glimpse.
だから見たことあるって。うわあ、本当か。どれくらい大きいんだ。壁から顔を出すぐらいだ。何？俺は壁をまたいだと聞いたぞ。
See, this is the fifth ending. That's why I said it's weird. It's fifth ending and not the first one.
皮膚がほとんどなくて口がでかかったな。ウォールマリアを破った鎧の巨人はそう呼ばれてるけど、俺の目には普通の巨人に見えたな。じゃあ
I mean, yeah, but I still feel like it kind of looked like a construct than something alive.
もう質問はよそう。思い出したくないこともあるだろう。すまん、いろいろ違うぞ。巨人、さっきは思わず感極まっただけだ。俺は調査兵団に入ってこの
Yeah, Survey Corps.
奴らをぶっ殺して。
おいおい、正気か。
Oh.
お前調査兵団に入るって言ったのか。
ああ、そうだが。
Not really crazy, just determined.
憲兵団に入って楽したいんだっけ。
俺は正直者なんでね。心底怯えながらも勇敢気取ってやがるやつよりはよっぽど爽やかだと思うがな。あ？
そりゃ俺のことか。やめなよ。
おい、俺は別に。
But like, to be fair, he is right. How was he called? Jean? I think they called him Jean. Yeah, like, Eren is scared deep down, even though he doesn't want to admit it. No wonder. Like, he was just there when the Titans destroyed their whole town? I think town. And saw a Titan eat his mother. Saw another Titan blast through a wall no one thought would be breached. So, I mean, it's understandable he would be scared, even though he doesn't want to admit it to even to himself. On the other hand, admitting yourself that you are afraid is not a bad thing. Actually, on the very contrary, it's actually good because it helps you move forward. Paradoxically, if you can admit it and not let it control you, which is what Eren is doing right now. He admits that there were emotions getting better of him, of course, but he uses it as motivation, which is great. Well, well. This is also going to be an interesting relationship if we get more. Yeah, that's going to play. That's going to come into play later, isn't it? It's going to be an important question for a lot of them. That's also an approach. It's going to be an important thing later on, whether something is worth it or not, I imagine. Hmm.
全くブレがない。何をどうする分でも人並み以上にできないこともある。何をやっているエレン・イェーガー、状態を起こせ。
I mean, that's also a way to do it. But I'm glad we are getting more glimpse and more detail on this kind of tech. Because that's basically the only tech I've seen around, except for the cannons. Which is another thing why I was wondering about the... I don't want to say time period, because obviously this is something after catastrophe, so the tech is going to be slightly different. But on one hand, they have cannons, but they don't seem to have other weapons except for knives or sort of swords, let's say. And practically the only tech I see around is this thing with ropes and just... it's kind of grappling hook. At the core, it's grappling hook. So I'm glad we are getting more details on this, because I'm very much curious about the whole way how this thing works.
前後のバランスに気をつけて、腰巻きと足裏のベルトにゆっくり体重を乗せる。落ち着いてやればできるよ。僕にだってできたんだから。
よし。できる気がする。
It's like me in gym. When I can do it, everyone can do it. Ouch.
なだぜ。
でも、その覚悟のほどは関係ない。
は？なんでだよ。
兵士になれるかどうか判断するのはエレンじゃないから。
Oh, yeah, that's true. But to be fair, determination can help him.
エレンだけ開拓地に戻れと言ってるんじゃない。心配しなくていい。その時は私も。つまり、それもらってもいいってことですか？
This girl. But like, to be fair to Eren, the way to success isn't always easy, and usually those who have a bit more difficult time during the practice and along the path they took to get to success are going to become much stronger than the ones who had easier time along the way, because they are going to be better prepared for harshness of what the success can bring. Which in this case is that Eren is going to be prepared for unexpected. For example, hanging head down on his grappling hooks. It's kinda good that he's struggling right now, because it's better to struggle now than to struggle later. Especially when you are dealing with something like Titans. But I'm glad we are getting glimpses of more than just the relationship between the three.
俺は逆に教えてほしいね。あんな無様な姿さらしといて正気を保っていられる秘訣とかをよ。
お前ら、人が頭下げて頼んでるのに。でもさ、
二人は志願しなくの出身だよね。
そうだけど。
じゃあ巨人の恐ろしさも知ってるはずだ。なのにどうして兵士を目指すの？
Well, because they know how terrifying they are.
直接巨
あんなめちゃくちゃな奪還作戦を強行した。
僕とライナーはウォールマリア南東の山奥の村出身なんだ。
I'm still struggling to comprehend how big this area is.
栄えた町とは違ってすぐには連絡が来なかった。何せ
Because like from afar, it looks like a, let's say, bigger city. But they are talking about mountains and like they have big river there, and even like the part which was supposed to serve as a bait for Titans, which is where Eren, Armin, and Mikasa are from. Even that looked pretty big to me, and if it's just a small part, I'm just slightly confused about the actual size of this thing. Because to me, it seems like at this point they are just adjusting the size as they need it. Or I highly doubt that people are living behind the wall Maria. So the mountains aren't there, they are inside the wall, somewhere. So how big is this thing? I'm confused. Because like the bigger the whole, I'll call it settlement, the whole settlement is, the bigger the walls have to be, like the longer. How long did it take to build that? And how did they build that with the Titans behind it? Well, behind it when they weren't there yet, but still. How big is this thing? If you know, tell me, I am confused.
何かの足音だと気づいて、そうして急いで窓を開けたら
Oof. That's not a thing you want to wake up to.
その後はあまりよく覚えていない。みんなひどく混乱してて。おい、なんだ。
彼ら。
巨人の恐怖を知らずにここにいる人たち。
Yeah, definitely. Like, the thing is that when these guys are going to be against Titans, they might actually panic and get scared. But well, Eren and Armin are probably going to get scared too, because heck, of course they would. They already know what the Titans are capable of, so there is a higher chance that they will overcome the fear and act according to their training. So, in this regard, it's good that they have seen Titans with their own two eyes and just saw the absolute distraction and panic they bring. So.
とは言っても、僕も彼らと変わらない。安全な内地に勤務できる憲兵団狙いで兵士を選んだ。それがダメだったら全て放棄するかもしれない。僕には自分の意志がない。
自分の命を大事にすることだって立派なことだよ。
Yeah, that's true.
俺は帰れなくなった故郷に帰る。俺の中にあるのはこれだけだ。絶対に何としてもだ。
But it's a good drive.
君はなんで兵士に
It's always good to have some goal in mind that will help you move forward.
殺さなきゃならねえと思った。この手で巨人どもを皆殺しにしなきゃならねえって。
ベルトの調整から見直してみろ。明日はうまくいく。お前ならやれるはずだ。エレン・イエーガーだったっけ？
ああ、ありがとうよ。
I mean he's not named Hunter for nothing, I imagine.
エレン・イエーガー、覚悟はいいか？
はい。やる。俺はやる。これが俺の武器だ。
Good one, Eren. Don't distract yourself. Yeah, of course. But it's okay.
まだ俺は
That's the thing. Can they get back from this? Like, from being turned upside down? Is it possible?
イエーガーとベルトの交換をしろ。
はい。
装備の欠陥だ。
Hmm.
貴様が使用していたベルトの金具が破損していた。ここが破損するなど聞いたことはないが、新たに整備項目に加える必要があるな。
じゃあ
Okay.
壊れた装備で一時はすごいな。では適正判断は
問題ない。修練に励む。
巨人とも戦える。 もうお前に世話を焼かれることもねえな。
Don't get too sure of yourself this early on.
目でどうだって言ってるよ。違う。これで私と離れずに済んだと思って安心してる。
Do they have more than one hook in it? It seems like it. But hey, congratulations, Eren. Well, after this episode, I kinda imagined that many of the questions that were brought up in this are going to be important later on, which is if something is worth it, goals that keep you moving forward, and overall just determination, and if you have it in you to just overcome the hardships along the way. As I said, I highly doubt that Eren is called Jäger, aka Hunter, for nothing. The only thing that surprised me, like really surprised me in this episode, is Armikasa's words. I don't trust myself enough to evaluate what they mean yet, because like I'm 3 episodes in, so I imagine that as we go further and we understand the bond between Eren and Mikasa a bit more, then it becomes a bit clearer. So don't tell me yet. I think I will figure it out on my own at some point. So don't tell me yet. I talked about why I think Eren is going to have a bit easier time later when he actually gets into the Survey Corps, if he's not there already, based on the last scene. But I don't think so. I think they are still just training. But I think he's going to have a bit easier time in this regard, because if he can overcome even faulty equipment and just by sheer determination and I don't want to say skill, but yeah, let's say skill, then I can imagine that he's going to have slightly easier time when not everything will go as it's supposed to. Because every time you plan something, there is hundreds and thousands of possibilities that something can go wrong. And your usefulness will be determined on how well you can adjust. Go back to Blue Lock. Anyway, and personally I think that if Eren is going to continue like he is, that his adjustability is going to get better, which is always great. I like the fact that we are getting more of the relationship between the whole group, because I am not sure if I said it in the openings or in the endings, that I like to pick apart the relationships in a bigger group of people, which with 3 people it's kinda basic, let's say. But when you have a bigger group, it's always more fun to just dig around in the relationships and just make yourself a web of relationships. And that's something I'm really looking forward to. We already got some hints of relationship between Eren and Jean, between Eren and Jean, and also between Eren and Rainer, Rainer, something like that. So that's good. Carry on in this. The question of if something is worth it is definitely going to come up later. Numerous times, I imagine. We've already met that question before in the last episode. Is it worth it to leave some people outside the wall and close the gate and save more people that are already on the other side, or not? So, though against the Titan, which I still think is a construct, not a like living thing, I think even the closed gate wouldn't help, honestly, because it just blasted through everything. So yeah, that's probably not a thing, and in the end the choice didn't matter. But the question was brought up, so I imagine it's going to be brought up more as the series goes on. Yeah, that's probably everything I caught in this episode. If I missed something, again, let me know without spoilers, please. Thank you for watching along with me today. If you like the reaction, consider subscribing to the channel. If you can answer me my questions. Check out Patreon, and see you next time. Bye bye.